Normally we get a few minutes for news. I'm afraid of being trapped and squeezed yet again, but first few minutes usually, it looks to me like they have to squeeze shorts to keep making higher highs right now. So nibble territory is what I'm suggesting, and this dried up pretty quickly yesterday and squeezed back up, but we really have double top for now. So I'm going to say it for both sides. Whatever direction you're playing at this level, you've got to just keep it as a scalp and get lucky with a trailer. And probably hit and run is just as good as anything. Yesterday we saw what happened with this. It dried right up. I figured overnight it would stall, by that 65, 66, but got a little bit higher. So we still have a squeeze available if we can't undo these 63s, 62s. And start to come backwards, and because there still is a gap back here at what, 55. So I'm always looking for double gaps, assuming that there's no edge, just to close your eyes when it's at near the highs and buy. I'd rather miss a trade. So looking at a 30-minute chart, we can see what we've got. If we're looking at a 15-minute chart, over and under. 60s are in play as well, obviously. So we've come a long way, however you want to slice it. And this is the gap trade right now going on. And anything we get short side today, probably another gift from the boys, but this is the right trade early. Try to come in and close the gap if we can. And a reminder, we do have a gap back here that needs closing. So I'm not super bullish, and I'm certainly not super bearish, but I'm going to take my chances, hit and run, and probably play the short side. So ADP is out. Don't have a clue what they said, but all I know is I'm using that 68, 69 resistance. Try to get back and close the gap. And I do think that the boys are trying to stave off the shorts. At the end of the day, when this tail comes in and drives up a little bit higher than we think, because at the end of the day, I had said this 65 area I thought would hold. It did not. So, they've already pushed it up on top of everything else overnight with a little bit of momentum. So this is, all we know is yesterday's high and this last swing low. Well, that was the range, RTH. And so today we've got to be fairly neutral in our thinking. Can't just be a one-way trader. And I've got 64.25 as the angel, and I've got 67.25 as the demon. So range trade for now, and don't get too excited, I guess. And you can see how quickly this bar, this is a 15-minute bar, completely undoes this drive. And we said at the end of the day that this is probably going to bounce as profits are taken. But then they goose it right into the after hours and then obviously bring it up yet again. So the market is trying to hold on to and protect this 63 to 62 if it can and try to get higher. So far, it's done a good job of that. We're rotating around it. This is becoming a rotational pivot, and you can see it. And I think Zeke likes to call these one-legged stools. That's part of the problem. Then all of a sudden you get a big move, a move like this, and then it dries up and squeezes back up. So far, we've got this tail did the same thing, but gone no place. So I'm again going to remind longs to respect the territory we're in and how far we've come without any kind of pullback. And we're certainly closer to it than we were at the beginning of the year. So for today's trading right now, the most important thing is that we think of it as scalp territory, however you play it. And don't look for home runs. Very small range overnight. So again, today on new highs, we'll look to scalp short. And whatever you do, if you don't find a trade you like, just stay sidelines. Don't make it about any one day. Don't make it about any one trade. You know, right now, we've got this as support, the 62.25. Yesterday's angel, that's first support. And then the low. And then if we take this out, obviously going back to yesterday's chart, the 55 area is obviously the next potential support right near the gap area. And this is the one-legged stool right here. Sometimes you just, need time. Started to roll over, then it trapped some shorts end of the day and did a little squeeze. So this is still testing, last week's high area, trying to rotate around it, and so far the shorts have not been able to put their herd on and take it down and keep it down. It's like the beach ball effect, just keeps floating back up. So tough trading environment. So that 60.25 has held from late day, and we'll see. We've got a lot of time today. We've got a couple of days here that going to be some news coming out. And for now, the 68 is setting up as a double top, but I believe before we're done, we probably will make another higher high. At any rate, I don't like to see double gaps, so this is the welcome target right here. And see if we can't do a little bit more hurt. That would be good to get down and recapture some of this territory down here. Not easy, well, especially when you have this small range overnight. All right, anybody that's got the gap, you got to take something, obviously.